There's work to be done, and there's some stagnant energy or blocked energy. Reiki alone moves this energy out, and I gotta explain this so that you really understand. It's kind of like this. It is not the practitioner who's doing the work. We're used as a vessel. The universal light actually does the work. We're asking for permission at all times for anything that we do, like for this class. I'm asking permission that my guides and my angels help me, because I don't know half of what I'm saying. I'm asking for as much, and I have faith that they're going to give me everything that I need to impact and impress every person in here. So my client will come back to me and say, I don't know what you did, but can you just do what you did, because whatever was blocked is gone. Now, I can't tell you how it moved out, okay? Because remember, we're three-dimensional, so that other dimension where this source is coming from, we can't see it, so it's hard to explain. But by the grace of God, if your intent is good, then you know good is going to come from it. So yeah, I don't see nothing moving around the room, but I have faith that my attunement will help this person. Only because I've asked permission for his or her universal light to do all the work you need to do. And a lot of times I can feel my client just open up so that they can just get, and I have to be reminded that I'm not in this, because my intellect, my ego, will get on its own thing like
you doing something.
Like I'm doing it. Like I'm doing it. And my mind will be like, well, okay, so what is it? What is she trying to what? And then I can hear them saying, all you asked to do was hold the space. You just hold the space. Hold the space, and everything gets done. And all I'm doing, this is all I'm doing. I'm just holding the space. So it is energy work. That is how it works. Is it a belief? I wouldn't say so, because I've had many clients come to me that didn't know what they were getting into, and when they left, they really didn't believe, but they came back because they knew whatever happened made them feel different, made them feel better. Do they believe in it? No, because they don't really understand it. But what they do know is that something changed in their lives, or changed in their bodies, changed in the way blockages were there, and then all of a sudden they were gone.
I got a question. Could you use something like this to remove a habit?
Yes.
Say you got a habit.
Mm-hmm.
And could you use a practice like this to help you kind of like elevate your mind and say,
yeah,
I'm really.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I got you. I'm gonna tell you why. Because habits, even the allopathic doctor says this, that 98% of diseases, they start right here in your mind. Your mind accepts whatever that situation is. Your heart becomes suppressed, and the body takes on whatever has been going through the emotion and the mind. Therefore, the habit is not the problem. It's what is tied into the spirituality and the emotion of the person, that the need for this is there. Now, energy work lifts the vibration. So when something else has taken more control of your alignment in mind, body, and spirit than mind, body, and spirit, then the vibration has got to be low. It's got to be lower, because you can't step off. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't heighten. You can't get off. Now, whatever reason it is, it could be substance abuse. It could be spousal abuse. It could be an addiction to food. It could be an addiction to just that CPO thing they said I got, where you just keep cleaning all the time. It could be all kind. It could just be anything. It don't have to be like cigarettes. It's a lot of things that we are addicted to. We're addicted to the way we get up in the morning. And I was just telling the guy this. I always have stories, y'all. I try not to tell all of them. I got to tell this one. I was just talking to a very close friend of mine the other night on the phone, and He's a diabetic, and he's an alcoholic. And we know the base of alcohol is sugar. You know, years ago they said that the alcoholic really chasing the sugar. He just got stuck with the alcohol. You know, he was really, they said if it wasn't alcohol, he was going to chase the sugar some other kind of way because he's a diabetic. So he said, what is it when your mind and your body know the right thing to do, but you just keep doing the wrong thing? And we talked a little bit more, and before we hung up, I said, you asked me a question. I said, you asked me why did your mind and your body want to do something different, but you can't seem to get it right. Now, I know this person very, very well, so I was able to say particular things. I said, you know what you're doing? You're carrying that shame bucket, basket, suitcase with you everywhere you go. I said, this is what you do. You get up in the morning, you take your shower, you kiss your wife, and then you be like, wait a minute, where's that suitcase? And before you leave the house, you dragging that suitcase with you everywhere you go. And everywhere you go, everything that's in that suitcase is displaying itself to you over and over because you have never released anything that you have done intentionally or unintentionally.
Right.
Ever release it. So because I know this person really good,
I gotta go.
I said stuff you done done to me, stuff you done done to your son, stuff you done done to your mama, and I said, and the only problem with this is you don't forgive yourself. I said, all of us have forgiven you. I'm on the phone with you. I'm trying to help you. So you know I've forgiven you, but you haven't forgiven yourself. And because you haven't forgiven yourself, you gotta, where'd you put that suitcase, Yvonne? Oh, every day you leave out the house. You take, but to answer your question, Reiki moves that which doesn't serve you. Acupuncture removes that which doesn't serve you. Crystals and the Merkaba and the energy work and chakra balancing and chakra detox, I don't care what you call it. If it's energy work and the intent is good and your practitioner is first attuned and you know that the space they're coming from is from love and forgiveness. Now, you're going to find some that may not be. Just like you go to the doctor. Now, every doctor is not the best doctor. Every teacher ain't the best teacher. Every nun ain't the best nun. Every pope ain't the best pope. So every practitioner that practices energy work may not be the best one, and some may not be the right one for you. But if you find that one who truly comes from a space of love and forgiveness and truly sets out the intent to heal in that area and use the space to hold for the universal light, that person can get better. Because everything that we do is about the intent. Now, the person that's walking around with the suitcase, they don't really know they're picking up a suitcase. They don't really know that every experience that they've ever had in life comes in and it crosses the heart. They don't understand that some things are so good. You know, life is beautiful, but sometimes life can kick you in the tail. Life can really send you. It can be like, I remember one time I was like, okay, I thought I got that lesson. And I'm like, how many more lessons? But the answer I got was there are lessons after lessons after lessons after lessons, and you will not get to the third grade until you complete the second grade. You will keep making that same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over again until that suitcase will be on your shoulder for 30 years. It's probably that one experience that person needs to let that suitcase go, but can't seem to get rid of it. Can't seem, don't know that you can go to the psychiatrist and the psychologist for your mind, and they don't know you can go to the physical doctor when you got disorders and diseases. You can go to church when you're saving your soul, but when it comes to energy, all of that you've saved, everything that passed the heart that didn't feel so good and you ain't know what to do with it, like here's another story, it's a short one. When my mother passed when I was 18, you know, I didn't know what to do with that energy. And nobody in the family could help me because they was distorted too. Right. So I was young. I had this big old hole, but I didn't know it was a hole. You know, all I know was I I was mad with the world because the next day I woke up, the buses were still moving and the planes were standing. I'm like, didn't the world want to stop? Because I can't move, but the world kept right on moving. But I thought then, nothing stands still. Everything keeps moving. So you know what I did at 18? I tucked it away. Why? I had a 2-year-old boy. I had to get up and get him ready for school the next day. I had to get up and go to work the next day. But that thing festered in my soul where I tucked it. Because anything that passes the heart that is not a good feeling and you don't deal with it and release it, you tuck it away. But that's what your solar plex is there for. Great job, solar plex. Great job, womb, for women. Great job for that sacral chakra that will hold on and nurture. But it's nurturing pain and sorrow and guilt and remorse and anger. Anger will kill you. Being mad at somebody that did something to you 40 years ago, you ain't gonna make 40 years. Anger will eat you up from the inside out. So, yes, to answer your question, Reiki and energy work removes that which is not serving you. Because when you tucked it away, it becomes connected to a different type of energy,